So we're going to do a fuel filter change on a 2012 Dodge Cummins, and to make the job a little easier you need to get yourself one of these topside creepers, because that helps immensely. And we're going to change it with this Fleetguard FS 5300 fuel filter. The first thing we need to do is get a screwdriver on that yellow cap down there, and we'll drain the fuel out of the filter housing. And we're going to put a oil catch can underneath to catch all the fuel. We're just going to scoot this under the truck and have it catch all our diesel fuel. Get yourself a 28mm socket. Well, we made our trip to Lowe's and got a 1/2-inch drive 28mm socket. We'll make taking this fuel filter cap off a breeze. The other thing you're going to need is a swivel adapter. Get a 1/2-inch swivel and an extension. I picked this up at Harbor Freight. The other thing that'll make this job easier is get a good 1/2-inch drive extension set. I got these locking ones at Harbor Freight. They're pretty cheap, so this will help getting that cap off a breeze, because that cap is on really tight, and you can destroy the top of the cap because it's plastic if you're not careful. So it's good to have the right tools to get this done. So we opened up the drain valve on the fuel filter housing a 1/4 turn to the left, and we'll just let this diesel drain out. I got a catch can here collecting it all. It'll kind of drip down around the different front diff, and just good to put the pan right there every time. It'll drip right there. So the next thing you're going to want to do is get the biggest extension in that Harbor Freight locking extension set. And we're going to get it on a big breaker bar from another one from Harbor Freight here. And you're going to put that 28mm socket on first. That's the easiest way, because you're going to have to fit this extension behind all this equipment in here, these sensors and the wiring harness. And you're going to put that socket on first right here, and then fish the extension, the 1/2-inch extension, down through this wire harness here and stick it on the socket. You can't fit the whole socket and everything all through. It doesn't fit very well, so it's just easier to put the socket on the housing, top of the housing first. Put on your biggest extension you can get, because you're going to need leverage, because this cap is on tight, and get your breaker bar set up. Alright, so now we're all set up, ready to go. Let's see if we can get this thing off. Let's go real slow with it, because it is a bear. There we go. We broke the gasket free. There we go. That's the only way you're going to do it. Is you got to have these tools, or you will not get it off. It absolutely won't happen. Another thing to note is leave that valve open, because once you pop the seal on the cap, you will dump more fuel down. So keep your catch can down there. Keep that yellow valve open a 1/4 turn to the left, and once you pop the seal on this cap, it'll drain more fuel. So we got the cap off, and we got the filter right there. We're just going to pull that one out and put the new one in. And also, you have to use the new gasket that comes with the kit. Do not reuse the gasket that was already on the truck. It will leak. I did it the last time, and it dumped diesel fuel everywhere when I primed the system. So always use the new gasket that came with the filter. So over here we got the old filter out, and that's about a year and a couple months. It's actually a little overdue, but it's roughly got about 7,000 miles on it. See how dirty it is compared to the new one. And you want to get these Cummins ones, because they have the nano filtration. I think they're down to 3 micron. And with the way diesel fuel is, you got to make sure you have probably the best filter you can buy. So I usually buy these ones from Cummins. I get them on Amazon. They're about $55 to $58. So we want to torque this cap down to 22.5 foot-pounds Well, according to the book, it's 30.5 Newton meters, which is on the back of this one. This is basically a $12 on sale Harbor Freight half-inch drive torque wrench. We're going to try that to snug the top down on the cap. So we got our cap snugged down. Everything's in place back here, and we got the valve closed. So let's prime the pump on this thing. Basically what you want to do is cycle the key on and off a few times. Just turn it to the on run position and have the fuel pump basically pressurize the housing. Turn it off, turn it on again. Just let it fuel pump engage, let it pressurize. Okay, now that we cycled the key a few times without starting it, the housing should be pressurized, so let's turn it on. Let's check for leaks. I don't see any leaks here. Let's go up here and take a look. And we got no leaks, so we got the job done.